Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another one on the biggest and best forex scam exposing channel in South Africa. We are back here on Ficks YouTube channel with another video that is titled "I used to serve fast food. Now I'm worth $13 million." That sounds like a video where he details his come up. So we're gonna take a look in that. And normally, when there aren't people that's around to distract them or to keep them on their toes, they willingly lie. They willingly contradict themselves. And I'm just here to see if that is another case here. So let's start.
People see the cars, the Bugattis, jets, the G4s, the Richard Milles, the trips, but it wasn't always like this. 2019, I was actually in debt. I was in debt about $30,000 for all the money that I had saved up in Dunkin' Donuts and the money that I had borrowed from my family. And I lost everything. I literally lost everything that I had saved and asked for people to trust in me in 3 months trying to enter a new journey. And even with that, I entered this very deep, I don't want to say depression, but very frustrated phase in my life where I pretty much lost connection and contact with everybody in my family because not only did I lose all their money, but I was doing the complete opposite, they said. So it all started in the middle of 2018. I'm working at Dunkin' Donuts, making $8, $9 an hour, where I'm probably making $1,500 to $1,800 a month. That's working the 40 hours a week, showing up every single day. And as I'm working here for more than 6 months, I'm realizing this is not the life that I want to live. This is a very unhappy lifestyle. I'm feeling the pattern of literally waking up, working, clocking out, going home, eating, sleeping, repeating literally every single day. But there is one thing that I do remember from that time that completely changed everything for me. I was actually in a rush on my way to go clock in early in the morning because I had the morning shift at Dunkin' Donuts. I had to make the bagels, I had to make the donuts, I had to make the waffles, I had to make the coffee, everything I had to have it very early. And I ran a red light. And there's a camera on this red light that automatically sends you a ticket to the house. I didn't even know. And I got my paycheck that same Friday in the mail because I would get everything to my house and then I would just direct deposit it into my bank account. And I'll never forget, I get one mail that has my Dunkin' Donuts check, and then I have another mail that is a ticket from the red light. When I looked at the amount of each ticket, they're both identical. My paycheck for that week was $158 because I missed 2 days because I felt like I was sick or something. And then the ticket for running the red light was $158. This is where my mind completely went ballistic. I'm like, I just worked a whole entire week to pay a red light ticket that I got trying to rush to get to my job. This is where I completely changed my whole entire mindset and my ambition on who I want to be. And I knew that working that 9 to 5, that 7 to 6, 7 to 4 was not going to be it. And you know what? Thanks to that red light ticket, that is where it all started. That is where I realized this is the new beginning of me trying to figure out how I'm going to be successful. How? I have no idea, but I know there's other people out there that are successful. Why can't I? So I did what every young 18-year-old would do. Go on the internet, search up how to make money online. And you got many different options that would pop up. And I was one of those guys that I was very skeptical of these people making money online, the guys that would pop up on the ads. My first initial thought is scam. This guy's trying to take my money and the product that he's selling doesn't work. It's not real. He just makes money from selling products. And I was in complete.
Yo, it's 3 minutes in and this brah hasn't stopped selling. First he sold his Dunkin' Donuts job to you, right? And now he's trying to sell this, but also keep in mind that ticket. Don't you guys think it's a little bit funny that, or a bit of a coincidence that his weekly paycheck came to $158 and then a traffic violation fine comes out to the very same number, like smack on. That's a bit of a coincidence, no?
Denial. But I kind of ran into a dead end every single time I was trying to learn a new journey. I needed to get educated. I had to learn how to do what I wanted to do. I just wasn't gonna go to the supermarket and find somebody that did it because I didn't know who does what. So the easiest way is just either watching videos and trying to figure it out or get educated on. So I said, you know what? Let me just take the leap of faith and what's the worst that can happen? Lose money? At the end of the day, I was losing more time working a job that wasn't making me enough money to do anything. So I said, let's do it. So I started off trying to learn how to trade stocks. And that was actually the shortest journey because as I'm about a week or two into it, I realized that the minimum deposit that you had to have to be able to trade stocks was 25,000. And at that time, I did not have 25,000. So I said, okay, cool, on to the next. This is not for me. I came across Amazon drop shipping, I think it is, or FBA or whatever that's called, which is basically where you resell products on Amazon. And I knew a buddy of mine that was actually doing it, and he was doing it for about 4 to 6 months, and he was not successful at all. He was very frustrated not having any type of results, and he was maxed out on his credit cards. He was kind of explaining to me that you need to have credit limits so you can buy things and then you sell them. And I did not have any credit cards at that time, and I didn't have anything. I didn't have money to put up that was enough to actually start making some type of profit with these stores. But
He didn't have any money to set up a drop shipping store. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind.
I did a little bit of due diligence just to understand how it works and see if there was a way around it. There definitely wasn't. And then I came across what I thought was going to be the jackpot, Airbnb. This is when Airbnb is popping off. And Grant Cardone did an interview with this guy named Brian Page. And in the interview, he's explaining that, oh, you can actually own properties, cash flow them, and not have to have any mortgage. You don't have to have any down payment. You don't have to maintenance. You don't have to do anything. I'm like, what's this guy talking about? And it was rental arbitrage. So he sold me on it. I can't even lie. Sold me on the product 100%. You basically go up to a landlord and say, hey, do you want me to sublease your property myself and then I mess it up for a whole year and give it back to you? Or do you want me to do rental arbitrage where you lease it to me and then I sublease it to people every single week? People come in for a week, I take a deposit. Basically before they leave, I clean the house. So the house has to be in high maintenance. So these new people that are gonna come in through Airbnb rent it out and then the property cash flows. So the story and the narrative was positive for the landlord. Basically, I have to take care of your property so I can continue to make money with my business. And then you're happy because I'm paying your rent and I'm taking care of your property. And I thought this was really gonna be it. I invested into it, I got educated, and ran into a bunch of walls. It is not that easy. The story does sound nice, but I ran into a lot of issues, signing leases, landlords allowing it, short-term rental zonings. I basically lost about 8 months and a lot of money hiring people trying to figure out these things. And keep in mind, I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
See, this is where things get a little bit interesting, right? First, you don't have money to set up something as simple as a drop shipping store, yet you want us to believe that you have money to employ people, because this is just listen.
Hiring people trying to figure out these things, and keep in mind, I don't know how.
And you must understand, when you're hiring people to figure things out for you, you are usually hiring a professional. So you're going to pay them a lot of... Where did the money come from? You are now talking down on your 9 to 5 salary, which you are receiving from Dunkin' Donuts. So how does $158 per week, how does that translate to paying people salaries that's figuring very complex situations out for you? You think we're dumb, Zaina?
How to do any of this stuff. I just basically...
Are you a trader? You need trading capital, and our funded trader program is for you.
Saw this guy on YouTube and tried to figure it out on my own. Hired cleaning ladies, hired contractors, and I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. So it was definitely an interesting part of the journey in my life, but just didn't work out at all. So when I got sold the dream, I decided to go all in. I got one of my buddies of mine, George. I'm like, dude, we have to just put in all the time into this. We started, literally cold knocking on people's doors, started investing into like realtor cards, wearing up to people like if we're realtors. We started to sign leases, and little did we know that we were signing leases, and in the areas we were signing leases, they don't allow short-term rentals. So now we have a contract for a lease for a year that we could cancel, but then we lose the deposit. It was a very frustrating 8 months that I literally made no money. I did everything voluntary hours, and it actually cost me a lot of money. But you know what? There was lessons learned, and I realized that everything that was sold and the picture that was painted wasn't exactly as easy as it is. So after my friend pretty much quitting on me.
So this one wants you now to believe that This man wants you now to believe that Dunkin' Donut salary, right? Which 1 week of it went to a traffic bill, right? He is paying salaries on and he's paying rent on so that he can sublease that property. You must stop playing with us, man. He thinks we're born under a rock, this guy.
He literally said, hey, look, bro, this is not going to work out. I can't continue to help you on this because I just don't see a future in it. I was kind of left by myself, and by myself, I didn't want to take on all this responsibility. So I kind of had to throw in the towel and waste all that time. That's where I entered this very frustrated point because I'm trying to make it. I really want to be successful, and I'm going out there and I'm putting in the work, but I'm not getting anything in return. And my friend that I thought was going to be there with me the whole time, he basically bailed on me, so I'm just there by myself. About a month and a half later, I see one of my friends in college. At that time, I was in my first couple of months of college. He's like, hey, dude, you should come to this event where they're going to teach us how to make $250 a day trading. And I told him, bro, you need minimum 25,000. I already did my research. He's like, no, this is different. This is foreign exchange. There's this company called iMarkets Live. They're going to teach you how to trade live, or you're going to make $250 a day, so on and so forth. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. How much is it? He's like, no, dude, it's free. It's an event. You're going to be with other people. It's going to be great. I'm like, okay, whatever. It doesn't cost me anything. I know this guy. I have nothing to do. I work, go to school. I have plenty of free time. I go to this event, and obviously I get sold into the whole multi-level marketing, pay the subscription. And I was obviously mad at the beginning because I got sold a dream there as well, thinking that this multi-level marketing business was going to teach me how to trade, which they didn't. But what they did do was open the door to the opportunity of foreign exchange trading forex. Like, you can actually trade currencies, and you can start with as little as $100, and with leverage, you are able to make a lot more money. So the entry barrier is a lot lower, meaning that I can trade because I don't have $25,000 compared to trading in the stock market. And I started to go deeper and deeper into the business. I'm like, oh wait, this is an actual gold mine. You can have 1 to 500 leverage, 1 to 1,000, 1 to 3,000 leverage, meaning that with $1, you have the buying power of $3,000. I thought I was about to get rich next week. So I started putting in hours every single day. I completely left the multi-level marketing business model that they had, and I just went straight in.
You just applied what you learned there by MLM, and you came in and applied it here by the forex industry. Let's not get that twisted, my bro. We know what's up. We know what's
into the charts. 10 hours every single day, 7 days a week. I was locked in for a period of 5 months where the only thing I did was just charts. And this is the same point where my professor came up to me in English class. I'll never forget this. I'm falling asleep in the class, and he came up to me. He's like, hey, look, just letting you know that you can pretty much ace every single test from here to the end, and you will still fail this class. So
why, can someone tell me, why is there always a teacher involved? Why is it that forex traders must always feel a need to include a teacher that told them, listen, you won't amount to nothing? At this point, I'm not believing you guys. Like, literally.
You can fall asleep or you can leave, but you don't have to come back because you're going to fail this semester because you're just too behind. I wasn't doing my homework, wasn't passing the test. And I told him, I'm like, thank you very much, bro. Left the class.
It's contradiction after contradiction, my bro. The man now said that the lecturer said you can pass every test and still fail. Which I wonder, like, how does that work? Because isn't the goal of getting an education testing you on what you have learned and then passing those tests? So how are you gonna... Nah, man. This man is selling you guys on a lot of bullshit here.
Class, never went back in, and all this kind of happened at that same exact time. So I'm lying to my...
That he's giving you that whole college dropout story. So he's trying to reel in as many clients across many categories as possible, because first check, he gave his Dunkin' Donut story, which is like, yay, I'm underpaid here. No? He gives the story of how dropshipping he looked into, but it wasn't what he was looking for. Airbnb. In other words, entrepreneurial ventures. He spoke down on that as well. right? And now college dropouts. Do you guys understand now?
The class, never went back in, and all this kind of happened at that same exact time. So I'm lying to my parents saying I'm going to school. I'm still working at Dunkin', not making money. And
If this man can lie to his parents like this and lie about his parents like this, I don't know, because guys, how does it make sense that you are telling your parents, listen, I'm still going to school, but every day you're catching job at your local Dunkin'? You mean to tell me not one of your father's friends or your mother's friends went to go buy a little donut in Yana and say, I saw Alex today, how's he doing? We're not stupid, my bro. We are not stupid. So, it's either you're lying to your parents. If that is true, then you are lying to your parents. And if it's not true, then you're lying about your parents, which is also disingenuous. But at the end of the day, my point that I'm trying to make here with all of that parent talk is, if this man can lie to and about his parents, bruh, who are you? A whole stranger that is coming like this with your wallet. Here's my, take my money, take my money, take my money. I want to learn what you learn, what you know. I want to learn what you know. Who are you? What guarantee do you have that that man will treat you fairly? You have none. Let's be real.
now I'm trying to figure out how to make money trading Forex when I have no idea how to trade Forex. And little did I know that this journey of trading Forex was about to be the most darkest and brutal journey that I could have ever anticipated for it to be. I entered a rabbit hole so deep, I put myself so deep into this that I had either getting out or dying. There was no other option. I was so much into debt. All the little bit of money that I had saved up from my job, I put into it. I asked my parents for money, telling them that it was going to be for financial aid and for books, and I put it.
The gaslighting is that I'm seeing is next level. That's all I have to say.
Into trading,
Gaslighting,
all of it
yo.
blown. I got a total sum of about $29,000 that I blew in literally 3 months of me getting into this journey of trading. And I can't go and tell my parents that I lost the money they gave me for school trading. I have Cuban parents that they don't even know how to use a computer. They would kick me out of the house to disown me. At this point, I had either an option to succeed or I was doomed. And my family ended up finding out that I stopped going to college. They found out that I lost all the money, and they found out how I lost it. And that wasn't a nice conversation, telling my parents that I haven't been going to school and I've been trying to figure out how to make money online and make back this debt of $30,000. It really wasn't a good conversation to have at all. But at that very point, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, dude, you've pretty much tried everything out there. You definitely don't want to continue to stay at the job. There's other people in this niche that are successful. What do they have different that you don't? Nothing. They're all human at the end of the day. The only thing they have ahead of me is time. They put more time into this craft than I have. I'm about a year into this journey and I've done nothing but lose. They have 8 years in front of me and they do nothing but win. Well, maybe I just have to put more time into it. And that's exactly what I did. I put my head down every single day, 10 hours a day, looking at nothing other than the charts. What ended up happening after another?
How did this man? I don't know. When did this man then get the time to work? Spending 10 hours a day looking through charts, but you're still working at Dunkin'. I'm confused, man.
Another year went by. I was no longer losing. Now I was at the point where I was predicting the markets, but I wasn't making any money. At first, I was literally looking at the markets and not knowing what the hell was going to happen. Now I'm looking at the markets and I'm having not only a great bias of if it's going to go up or down, but I'm actually predicting it to a precise price point by exactly what day it's going to get there. Now, all the 2 years of pain are becoming actually worth it. And I came across funding companies that they'll fund you. You could buy a challenge for a small fee. If you pass the challenge, they fund you. And this is where I had basically my big crack. I like to call it the golden era because things just went from...
He's talking about prop firms. Remember what Andile the goat said about prop firms, right? they pay well. And how come when in Andile's story, he gets excited when he talks about the payments that he used to receive from prop firms. And now Alex, he's talking about a big crack when he's talking about prop firms. Are you guys locked in with me?
Not zero. I was at negative. It went from negative to plus 100 in the matter of 6 months. At 2.5 year mark, I received my first profitable amount of money that I got from the markets, $28,000. I'll never forget. Not only that I pay back the debt that I had with my parents, it's great. I get emotional and everything because 1 month just outdid 2 years of pain and made everything worth it for me. I paid back the debt of my parents and I said, you know what? Let's make this real. I bought a Rolex for $5,000 and I bought a brand new Mercedes S550. 2 more months went by. I had another great growing of the account. I scaled up to $80,000 in my bank account. I'll never forget $80,000 where I had literally never made that type of money. I had left Dunkin' Donuts and my only focus was trading. But then I entered a slope that I was not prepared for. A very slippery slope that almost cracked me completely and put me right back in the position that I was. The same month that I quit Dunkin' Donuts and I had made $80,000 in my account, I blew $30,000 of my net worth, which is nearly 50% of it in.
Guys, that's what I was lying to you. He's talking shit. Pay attention, go lock in with me, go. Isn't it really coincidental that every time he talks figures, it's always on the dot? $158. Lock in with me, go. Lock in with me. Somehow, he stayed off from work a couple of days that week. He earned $158. He got a traffic violation fine, and that amounted to $158. Now with this, and this is my theory, he didn't lose that money. He didn't lose that money. He paid his debt because, if you guys remember clearly, a few minutes ago, he said he accumulated a debt up to $30,000. He was busy paying his debt. That is what he was doing. Now he wants to come make it seem to you guys here, oh, I also lose money. You didn't just come found the Holy Grail. Sy's aan hy hond. Huh? Dis nie pitbull onder die hyenas. Huh?
1 single month. I feel like I was the king of the world. I thought that I was invincible. And I felt like as if I could have won every single trade. What had happened is that I entered a winning streak for 3 months. I caught a great movement in the market and I capitalized off of it very well. It was perfectly timed. But then when that volatility started to go down, I was blinded. I thought that volatility was going to happen forever. And little did I know that me losing those $30,000 of my net worth put me in a position where now I'm scared to risk more.
No, man, he's talking about net worth already. And this is the guy who you guys are choosing to defend, no?
More money because I don't want to go back to work. I can't ask my parents for money again. Now I've raised my life to a certain standard that now I have to stay there and continue to grow. There's no way I can go down. So I pretty much cornered myself into a position where I was full of fear. I was scared to take the next step because I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to continue in pain. But I said, you know what? If I made it this far and I made this much money by simply showing up every single day, what did I do wrong? So I started analyzing my mistakes. I go back and I look at my trade history and I start looking at the trades that I took the losses.
There's this powerful scene in Game of Thrones where Cersei goes to go and visit her father, right? And he's busy writing a letter and he's dismissive the whole time of what Cersei brings forth, right? Now, if you want to get someone to leave, make it seem as if you're busy with something important, right? Later in Game of Thrones, Cersei does that to Lady Olenna Tyrell. And as she comes in, she's like, bitch, drop the pen, I know you ain't writing shit. I think he just tried to pull off a Tywin Lannister here with us. What shit is this? What shit is this? We need to close whatever this is.
Much money by simply showing up every single day. What did I do wrong? So I started analyzing my mistakes. I go back and I look at my trade history and I start looking at the trades that I took the losses on. And I started to look at
the... In the words of the famous Lady Olena Tyrell, put that pen down, bitch. We know you ain't writing shit.
Trades that I took a win on. That's where I realized that I was taking a good amount of trades that were trading with the trend when I won. And when I was taking trades that I would lose, I was taking trades against the trend. So there I see a little bit of a pattern. Then I realized that when I was making a lot of money, I was trading less. When I started losing money, I was trading more. And then I realized how much I was risking. Whenever I would risk less, I'd make more. Whenever I would risk more, I would lose less. These three things combined is probably one of the most powerful data points that I could have self-analyzed in my whole entire journey. Because what that did, it just not only made me redefine everything I was doing wrong and helped me optimize.
Oh, something you say just doesn't make sense, man.
I would risk more, I would lose less. It's how much I was risking.
You risk more, you would lose less. And that don't make sense because if you hit one stop loss, you have still lost more than all of your other previous trades based on the fact that you are risking more. And this is the kind...
Whenever I would risk less, I'd make more. Whenever I would risk more, I would lose less. These three things combined is probably one of the most powerful data points that I could have self-analyzed. These things, whenever I would risk less, I'd make more.
Whenever I'd risk less, I'd make more. Whenever I'd risk more, I'd lose less. Meneer, jy praat mos nou kak in 'n pispot.
Whenever I would risk more, I would lose less. These three things, whenever I would risk less, I'd make more. Whenever I would risk more, I would lose less. Risking. Whenever I would risk less, I'd make more. Whenever I would risk more, I would lose less. These three things combined is probably one of the most powerful data points that I could have self-analyzed in my whole entire journey. Because what that did, it just not only made me redefine everything I was doing wrong and help.
Pandile, I'm busy drafting up the final list for the 2024 Scammers Awards. You better need to pull off something drastic, my bro. Because this man is hard in the running to take your spot for #1 scammer, bro.
Helping optimize what I was doing right. But now I was no longer scared to take a next step because I knew exactly now why I failed. And I fixed it and I doubled down on what I did right. And all that combined, it gave me a new updated trading plan. But there was one thing that I realized. I wasn't holding my trades long enough. I wasn't capitalizing off of the markets that I was predicting.
I need you guys. Let's just get past this advert quick now.
And that's where setting.
I need you guys to understand one thing, my bro. This man has the whole time been selling you guys off two things. Giving you guys obstacle, solution. Obstacle, solution. Obstacle, solution. Yeah, he presented to you an obstacle and now he's giving you the solution. Set and forget. I wasn't making profits in the market until I started with set and forget. And let's also just be real. You only started making money when you started selling courses. Okay? Not all of us is done, bro.
And forget was born. I was scared of cutting my profit short. I was scared of letting the trade hit my stop loss. I was even scared of holding. That's where set and forget literally played in the factor perfectly. Set and forget took my results to a completely different level. Not only did I analyze my losses and fix them, but now I optimize my wins like I have never done before. I was making so much money by simply set and forgetting that I didn't before. I was making so much money by simply set and forgetting that I didn't even know what to do with it. The same exact trades that I was taking where I was making $500 to $1,000, now I'm making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Why? Because I'm set and forgetting. I'm making $10,000 a day, $20,000 a day, even $30,000 in one single day because I am holding and maximizing the winning trades that I was catching. And all this thanks to this one day. I'll never forget. I was trading London session, meaning I had to stay up very late into the night, and early into the morning, I'm obviously very tired because I haven't slept all night. And I have a lay down chair where I would just either lay back, take a quick nap, or just lay down and get comfortable just to watch the trade, because I'm watching the markets for 10 hours a day. And this one day, I fell asleep on the chair, and I fell asleep in the chair with about $4,000 in profit, and I never placed the take.
I just want to know who recorded there. That's all I want to know.
Profit numbers, because again, I wanted to maximize my profits. I would just actively monitor it and close it myself. I fell asleep in the chair. I wake up 3 hours later from a very hefty nap, and I'm up $15,000. I was making money in my sleep. This is where everything now made sense. Maximize your profits and cut your losses. Set and fucking forget. And that very day, the set and forget strategy not only changed my life, but it started creating this massive quotes all around the world, because it's something that traders all around the world were struggling on. Take entering a trade and just set and forgetting. It is as simple as that. Then you fast forward 2 years applying the set and forget strategy, and I had officially now become a millionaire trader, meaning I have $1 million in the bank account, $1 million in my trading account. And this felt good. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. I was only getting started in the ability that I had, and me realizing the potential that this market had out there for me. $1 million in trading is nothing. And the more money I started to see, it wasn't enough. I wanted more. I wanted to go from 7 figures to 8 figures. But the type of person that you have to become to go from a 7-figure to 8-figure trader, you have to enter a whole new dark journey, and I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready to see $200,000 in a loss, and then swings of $500,000 in profit, and then another $200,000 in a loss. And again, I know that's all percentages at the end of the day, but it's my first time entering this type of swings with high numbers that I had personally never seen before on a personal account. But nonetheless, the set and forget strategy didn't fail me. I was following the same exact trades. The only difference is that now I'm risking a lot more than I was originally risking. I was risking on my personal account anywhere from 2 to 5%, but now I'm risking 10, 15, 20% because I want to be an 8-figure trader. And I know that there's risk behind that. I just have to be ready to accept it. At the beginning, I wasn't, and I took more losses than I should have, and I beat myself up for it. But I believed in my strategy, and I believed in myself to not only get out of those losses, but come out on top and end up as an 8-figure trader that I am now today, where I have made more than $13 million.
There's the people where the $13 million is coming from, and keep in mind for him it's not that odd, 3,500 Rand per course. And that's, I bet that's the one that's still on the lower end.
Using this set and forget strategy. But even then, when I got to this level, I got bored, like really. Like now, what am I gonna go from an 8-figure trader to a 9-figure trader? I actually didn't want that. I didn't need more money. I have more money than I know what to do with. What I need is a purpose.
He doesn't need more money, but he's charging people $3,500 to teach them this nonsense.
I needed something to keep me motivated, make me want to wake up in the morning and actually go trade, stay up at night, something that makes my brain churn, something that challenges me. I'm a competitor at heart, and I want to win. And I feel like I beat the game. When you beat the game in GTA, you don't ever go back and play it. That's it, you're done. That's what I felt like. So what I decided to do is create a new mission. That is to turn $100 into $1 million.
This that you see here, in the matter of 2 months, I'm gonna turn it into this, or even this, or even this.
Now, little did I know, this mission was gonna fucking be long. I thought I was gonna be doing it in 1 month because I'm the best trader in the world. It took me over a year to complete the 100 to the Mill series. It took me to the bottom where I even took a break from social media. It took me 5-6 different attempts where I was up $300,000, and then I ended up blowing it in 1 single week. It took me 3 months to make it up to $300,000 in the account, and gone like this in 1 single week. And all of this done publicly in front of every other guru in the industry, in front of you guys, documented on Instagram, Telegram, Discord, YouTube, everywhere. I'm literally showcasing this journey that I went to when I took the 100 to 300K and when I lost the 300K in front of everybody. It's a bit humiliating. It hurt my reputation and a little bit of my ego, because nobody wants to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in front of everybody. But you know what? I have a challenge that I need to complete, and I wasn't gonna let that stop me. I wasn't gonna let that loss define who I am. The way I come back from that loss defines who I am. And we gave the 100 to the mill challenge another go. But this time it was even more legendary, because not only did we complete the 100 to the mill challenge,
but we also caught you out that you were faking some results there.
Finally, after a year of doing it, we did it live in front of hundreds of thousands of traders. We turned on the live stream and we did not turn it off until the account did not end on $1 million. This is the best way to showcase traders how legit trading industry is and the opportunity that it has to offer for you. All you need is a winning strategy. I literally took $100,000 to $1.03 million in 3 months, showing the before, the during, the after of every single trade, documented on across every single platform. And as soon as I completed this challenge, I realized, what now? What am I gonna do? $1 million to $1 trillion? No, I don't wanna deal with those swings. Yes, it is technically percentage, but at the end of the day, I am human. Seeing multiple 7-figure swings is something that I don't want to have to deal with right now at 24 years old. I'm very content with my life right now. I don't need to have that type of stress on me at all.
They talk a big boy game for me up until it is time to do big boy things.
But what I do like to do is change people's lives. Take people that have this opportunity in front of them.
You like to sell courses, don't talk shit.
And they don't know what to do with it. Because I figured this out by myself. I had this passion in me, I had this dog in me, and
you had the passion in you, you had the dog in you. Yet only after a few months, you started looking down on your Dunkin' Donuts job. You had the dog in you, you had a passion in you. Yet dropshipping, you picked up and left. You had that dog in you, that Airbnb business thing you picked up and you left it. Who do you think you're playing here, bruh? And then you, with that whole I made it vibe, you're trying to reinforce that with your little pink Bugatti, your tennis court, your pool. Nah, man. You've been selling throughout this whole video, bruh. Sold us on the poverty spec in the beginning, you working at Dunkin' Donuts. You sold us on the product, how to get out, which is forex trading. You sold us on set and forget now, and how that changed your life. And now, my bro, man, we see through you, brother. We see through you.
The opportunity, and I had to go do it by myself. If I didn't go do it for me, nobody else was. And it took me 2.5 years to really understand it and remotely see anything. Now I have students where I get this opportunity, put it in front of them, and show them how to use it correctly. And in the first 6 months, they have made 6 figures. This is what drives me now. This is, for me, the full circle picture. Showing to the people that they're probably skeptical that if this is legit or not, showing them the opportunity and then getting them to have results. Because I was that same person when I got started. I was skeptical and I needed somebody to give me the opportunity so then I could have results and then actually believe in it. And that is what drives me now. And that is exactly what the 30-day bootcamp is for, where I'm going to be taking a selected amount of people and taking them from level 0 to level 100, showing them the
Didn't I tell you guys this man was busy selling you on something? Nah, man.
ins and outs of the set and forget strategy. Literally taking them by
again with the same concept, right? From the start, obstacle solution. Guys, it's much easier to sell to people when you have created the obstacle yourself. And once you have created the obstacle yourself and you've successfully sold it, right? It's not that hard to sell the solution.
hand, showing them from step 1.
Especially when you're gonna reinforce it with pink Bugattis and shit.
All the way to the 100 so they can make trading their main source of income in this upcoming year. Because comparing the 6-month journey from myself and to somebody like Jay and Juice, where in Jay and Juice's first 6 months, he's made 6 figures. And myself in the first 6 months, I'm still trying to figure out what a pip is correctly. You would have a completely different perspective and idea of trading Forex. Myself, at 6 months, still trying to figure out what a pip is, I don't know how I kept going. And I'd say 90% of the people nowadays don't have that fire in them to keep it going. Compared to Jay and Juice, his first 6 months, he makes 6 figures. This guy's set for life. And that's why I want to be that person for you. Be that person that I wish I had when I got started back in
I thought our guys was bad. I thought ours guys. We just dealt with the receiver that spoke around the booster. What is this? And then the multiple contradictions also. Now, from this point forth in 2025, if you get scammed by LXG and you come to me, please understand I'm gonna laugh at you. There is no way that you can be scammed by someone that talks as much nonsense as this guy does. Anyway, this video is done, my bro. My brain is fried with trying to keep up with the nonsense that this man is to. When you risk less, you win more. When you risk more, you lose less. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section, share around, and then also if you're new here, please do smash that subscribe button. It's just getting weirder and weirder by the day, no? Hey everyone, are you looking to get into trading but is worried about the high risks? Let me introduce you to iFix Broker's Cent account. With a low minimum deposit, you can start trading with real money while minimizing your risk. It's perfect for beginners and those wanting to test new strategies. Plus, you'll benefit from the advanced trading platform and dedicated support team. Start your trading journey today with iFix Brokers and turn your ambitions into reality. Check the link in my description to get started.